All right, good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Sean Hamilton.
Mr. Hamilton, you're here in case 2019 CF 5013AO on a violation of probation. Judge signed your warrant in this case, set your bond at no bond. Your bond is going to remain at no bond in this matter. I believe you are a violent felony offender of special concern, not going to be entitled to release or bail or bond on this violation of probation until your violation of probation is completed. We just took him out. All right, Mr. Hamilton, bonds no bond on your violation of probation. You seem to be a violent felony offender of special concern, not entitled to release or bail or bond on this matter. I want to appoint the public defender to represent you. You have a great day, sir. Snatching people up. What Mr. Hamilton did to y'all this morning.
Good morning, Your Honor. This is Alan Figueroa, State Certified Spanish Code Interpreter, already sworn.
Right. Good morning, Mr. Figueroa. This is Judge Bank calling from the BRC. My first case, I'm going to need you to stay on the overhead with me because I believe the victim and the defendant need the Spanish interpreter. Sir, good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name? So look at me.
Buenos días, señor. Dígame su nombre. Mire al juez, por favor. Diga su nombre.
Gabriel Morales.
Gabriel Morales.
Mr. Morales, you're here in case 2021 CF 144490.
Señor Morales, se encuentra aquí el número de caso 2021 CF 144490.
Charges of burglary of a dwelling or with a armed.
Por una acusación de entrada ilícita con fines delictivos en una vivienda.
And also battery, domestic violence by strangulation.
Y también por violencia doméstica, agresión física por estrangulación.
I did review the charging affidavit in your case. I did find probable cause for your arrest.
Your Honor,
He leído la affidavit de arresto en su caso, determinó que existen indicios de criminalidad.
Yes, Ms. George.
I did have a PC challenge for the battery by strangulation.
All right.
Su señoría, yo tengo un argumento con respecto a los indicios de criminalidad para la estrangulación, agresión física.
In order to prove battery by strangulation, the state must prove that the defendant knowingly and intentionally impeded the normal breathing or circulation of the blood of the victim.
En orden de poder demostrar el cargo de agresión física por estrangulación, la fiscalía tiene que demostrar que el acusado de manera deliberada y consciente impidió la respiración o el flujo sanguíneo de la víctima.
Here, Your Honor, it just states that he pulled her throat close to his mouth and began to suck.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, counsel. I was just going to ask you to please repeat that because you got cut off there for me at the beginning.
It just states in the arrest affidavit, Your Honor, that he grabbed her by the neck and face and pulled her throat to his mouth.
Acá lo que indica es que él la jaló por el cuello hacia él y le puso la boca en el cuello.
There's nothing in this arrest affidavit to indicate that the victim could not breathe.
No hay nada en el affidavit de arresto que indique que la víctima no podía respirar.
Therefore, I would argue there's no PC to the battery by strangulation.
Por lo tanto, yo arguiría que no hay indicios de criminalidad para el cargo de agresión física por estrangulación.
Say what's your response to Ms. George's argument.
Fiscalía, ¿cuál es su argumento?
No objection, Your Honor.
No hay objeción, su señoría.
All right, let me think about it. Let me hear from the victim for a moment.
Ok, déjeme ver primero, escuchar de la víctima.
Ma'am, can you tell me your name and spell your last name?
Señora, dígame su nombre y deletree su apellido.
Ibeliz Ramos Espinoza.
Ibeliz Ramos Espinoza.
Ma'am, can you raise your right hand and be sworn in?
Levante la mano derecha.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Juro, promete que el testimonio que rendirá será la verdad, solo la verdad y nada más que la verdad. ¿Lo jura ante Dios?
Sí, lo juro.
I do.
Ma'am, can you tell me how you know Mr. Morales Rodriguez?
Dígame, señora, ¿cómo conoce al señor Morales Rodríguez?
Por un chat.
¿Perdón?
Por un chat de WhatsApp.
Through chat, through WhatsApp.
Okay. And do you want to have contact with him while this case is pending?
¿Desea usted tener contacto con él mientras este caso esté pendiente?
No.
No.
Has there been previous instances of domestic violence between you all in the past?
¿Han ocurrido algunos incidentes de violencia doméstica entre ustedes en el pasado?
No.
No.
Did drugs or alcohol play a role in this incident?
¿Las drogas o el alcohol tuvieron algo que ver en este incidente?
Él estaba tomado.
He was drunk.
And do you all have any children in common?
¿Tienen hijos en común?
No.
No.
Do you have any questions for the witness?
¿Fiscalía, alguna pregunta para la testigo?
Not at this time, Your Honor.
Mr. Morales,
No en este momento, señoría.
Mr. Morales Rodriguez, I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Ms. George, do you have any questions for the witness?
Señor Morales Rodríguez, se le designará a la oficina de defensor público para que lo represente. Licenciada George, ¿tiene alguna pregunta para la testigo?
No, Your Honor.
No, su señoría.
All right, and state, what are you asking that I do as to count one of this charging affidavit?
Fiscalía, ¿qué desea hacer con el primer cargo de este documento acusatorio?
Your Honor, count one is punishable by life. I ask defendant be held no bond.
Su señoría, el primer cargo es sancionable con hasta cadena perpetua. Quisiera pedir que no se le otorgue fianza.
Ms. George, do you have a response to the state's request?
Licenciada George, ¿tiene algo que arguir con respecto a la fiscalía?
Your Honor, I would ask that you use your discretion to set a bond, given the victim's testimony that this has never occurred before.
Su señoría, le voy a pedir que use su discreción para fijar una fianza basada en el testimonio de la víctima de que esto nunca ha ocurrido antes.
What do you say as his prior domestic violence history, though?
Pero ¿qué tiene que decirme con respecto a sus antecedentes por violencia doméstica?
I see an arrest, Your Honor. I don't see any convictions.
Veo que hubo un arresto, su señoría, pero no veo que se emitió ningún fallo condenatorio.
Say, when were these prior domestic violence cases for aggravated stalking and another battery domestic violence?
The one that I
Él tiene un caso de violencia doméstica por acoso y otro por agresión física en violencia doméstica.
the one that I can find is from Seminole County and it's 2017.
El único que puedo encontrar es del condado Seminole y es del 2017.
All right, Mr. Morales Rodriguez, as the count one, the court is going to find probable cause for your arrest.
Bien, señor Morales Rodríguez, ante el primer cargo se determina que existen indicios de criminalidad.
As the count two, I'm going to find probable cause for battery domestic violence for the statute 784.03.
Ante el segundo cargo determino que existe indicios de criminalidad para el cargo de agresión física en violencia doméstica de acuerdo con el estatuto 784,03.
As the count one, the court is going to hold you at no bond.
Con respecto al primer cargo, no habrá fianza, se emitirá la retención preventiva.
As the count two, I'm going to set your bond at about $1,500.
Ante el segundo cargo, se emitirá la fianza de $1,500.
Conditions of your bond here while you're at the jail or even when you get out are that you have no contact with this victim.
Las condiciones de la libertad, ya sea que se encuentre aquí encarcelado o pueda salir, es que se le prohíbe el contacto con la víctima.
You're allowed to return to the scene of the incident where this occurred.
Se le prohíbe regresar al sitio donde ocurrió este incidente.
You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release.
Se le prohíbe la tenencia de ningún tipo de arma o arma de fuego. Si tiene alguna, tiene que entregárselas a las autoridades dentro de un plazo de 24 horas del momento en que quede en libertad.
You may not possess or consume any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription.
Se le prohíbe el uso o consumo de ningún tipo de bebida alcohólica ni de ninguna droga o sustancia controlada a menos que tenga una receta para ello.
You're subject to random drug and alcohol testing at your expense.
Debe someterse a análisis de drogas al azar de su propio bolsillo.
Are you appointed the public defender to represent you? You have a great day, sir.
Se le ha designado defensor público para que lo represente. Gracias, tenga un buen día, señor.
Have a great day, ma'am.
Gracias, señora.
You want to switch to the headsets here? Good. And once we get them on, Mr. Farrell, let's see if we make a connection.
Sí, sí la escucho.
The defendant can hear me, Your Honor.
Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Irving Serrano.
Irving Serrano.
Mr. Serrano, you're here in a Broward County case, 2019 CF 10399. Judge in Broward County set your bond at no bond. Your bond's going to remain at no bond at this time. Make a condition that you have no contact with the victim while you're here at the jail or when you get to Broward County. Want to appoint the public defender to represent you until we get you over to Broward County. You have a great day, sir. All right, then, Mr. Figueroa, can you make an announcement in the gallery to make sure anybody else needs your services?
Sure thing, Your Honor. A las personas que están en el público, si necesita el intérprete de español, levante la mano, por favor.
All right, I don't see anybody waving at me, so have a great day, Mr. Figueroa.
Thank you, Your Honor. You as well.
Get in front of the microphone for me, sir, please. And can you tell me your name?
Daniel Edward.
Sir, you're here in case 2021 CF 14517 AO on charge of false imprisonment, domestic violence, and battery domestic violence. You slide a little bit this way and look at me. There we go, thank you. They reviewed the charging affidavit in your case, did find probable cause for your arrest. Ma'am, can you tell me your name and spell your last name?
Imani Campbell, Campbell.
And can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
You put your hand down, ma'am. Can you tell me how you know Mr. Eduardo?
I'm sorry? Oh, I'm his girlfriend, I guess.
Okay. And do you want to have contact with him while this case is pending?
If he would like to, yes.
Has there been previous instances of domestic violence between you all in the past?
None whatsoever.
Did drugs or alcohol play a role in this incident?
None.
State, do you have any questions for this witness?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. George, do you have any, Mr. Eduardo, I want to appoint a public defender to represent you. Ms. George, do you have any questions for the witness?
No, Your Honor.
All right, does anybody want to advocate for anything other than no contact?
Your Honor, given my client does in fact want contact, and the victim stated she also would like contact. He has no prior criminal history, so I'd ask that you allow a no hostile contact order.
It's going to be a bit of abide by it. It's the usual question I have.
I mean, given his lack of criminal history, Your Honor, I believe so.
All right. Say what's your response to the request?
Your Honor, I have no objection. He physically blocked her, but she was able to defend herself, and she also had presence of mind to call law enforcement. So I believe that if something should happen, she would be willing to, again, call law enforcement. So I have no problem with no hostile contact.
All right. Mr. Waddle, in count one, I'm going to set your bond amount of $1,000. Count two, going to set it at $100. It's going to come with pretrial release supervision. You don't have no hostile contact with the victim in this case. No hostile contact means this. You're allowed to have disagreements with your girlfriend. Things come up in a relationship with people that you don't have to agree with, and you shouldn't have to agree with them. However, in dealing with those arguments and disagreements, you cannot become violent. There can be no threats made towards her. You cannot use any abusive language towards her. Because no matter whether she calls law enforcement or in some way somebody sees or hears you all arguing, calls law enforcement, you will be arrested. You'll spend the remaining of your time here with me during this case at the Orange County Jail. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
You also may not possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons or firearms you have need to be shown to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. I want to appoint a public defender to represent you in this matter. Sorry, I appointed a public defender to represent you. You have a great day, sir. I have a question. For Mr. Morales Rodriguez to make him surrender weapons. I don't remember if I said.
You did.
Okay. All right, have a great day, sir. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Wayne Green.
Mr. Green, you're here in case 2021 CF 14501AO on charge of aggravated battery on a pregnant person. I did review the charging affidavit in your case. I did find probable cause for your arrest.
Oh,
Going to set your bond in this matter amount of $1,000. It's going to cover pretrial release supervision. You don't have no contact with the victim in this case. You're going to maintain a separate residence from this victim. I will give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at that location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. You also may not possess any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. Do you have any questions about the stipulations or your no contact order?
Yes, sir.
You have a question?
Yes, sir.
What question do you have about the no contact order? That's not on, you can't.
Well, then, no, sir. No, sir.
thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Christian Kaiser.
Mr. Kaiser, you're here in case 2021 CF 14510AO on charge of battery by strangulation, domestic violence, and aggravated assault with a firearm. They reviewed the charging affidavit in your case, did find probable cause for your arrest. Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name and spell your last name?
My name is Neha Hamid Akhtar. My last name is hyphenated. It's HAMEED-AKHTAR.
And can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, ma'am, can you tell me how you know Mr. Kaiser?
He's my boyfriend of like 4 years.
And do you want to have contact with him while this case is pending?
I would like to, yes.
Has there been previous instances of domestic violence between you all in the past?
No,
Did drugs and alcohol play a role in this incident?
no.
I see a prior domestic battery case. When did that occur?
It's not in Orange County, Your Honor, so I'm checking CCIS.
All right, while we're waiting. All right, ma'am, does Mr. Kaiser see a mental health provider?
No,
Is he taking any psychotropic medications? Like, does he take any medications that you're aware of?
no.
Your Honor, the previous case was in 2020 in Seminole County.
And ma'am, were you the prior victim for that domestic violence case in Seminole County?
No.
All right, State, do you have any questions for this witness?
I don't, Your Honor.
Mr. Kaiser, I'm going to appoint a public defender to represent you. Ms. George, do you have any questions for this witness?
No, Your Honor.
Does anybody want to advocate for anything other than no contact?
No, Your Honor. Nothing from the fence.
Nothing from the state.
Mr. Kaiser, in count one, the court's going to set your bond amount of $1,000. Count two, an amount of $2,000 is going to come with pretrial release supervision. You may not have any contact with the victim in this case. You need to maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at that location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. And I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. Do you have any questions about the stipulations or your no contact order, sir?
Yes, sir. You told me that I would go to the resident to collect my belongings. That's
With law enforcement.
with law enforcement. That's where I live. She doesn't reside with me.
Okay.
So
That's, it's more of a way out. So if she's not living at the residence, then you can go home. If she's still living there, then you can't go home.
yes, sir.
So I understand it's your residence, but if you allow her to stay there, that's kind of what happens when non-married people will do that.
Understand.
We don't live together.
Yeah, so that person sounds perfect.
Yes, sir.
My orders was to maintain a separate residence. So if you had a shared residence, I give him one time to do that. But if he doesn't need it, you don't need it.
Yes, sir.
All right. You gotta stay within 500 feet of her residence though, wherever she's staying. All right. All right. Everybody have a great day. One second, can you tell me your name?
Jimmy Williams.
Mr. Williams, you're here in case 2021 CF 14512 AO on charge of battery, domestic violence by strangulation, aggravated battery on a pregnant person, battery, domestic violence, and resisting officer without violence. Repeat the charge and affidavit in your case. Did find probable cause for your arrest?
Your Honor, here I had the same argument for the battery by strangulation.
Let me see.
The state must prove that the defendant knowingly and intentionally impeded the normal breathing, circulation of the victim against his or her will by applying pressure to the throat or blocking the mouth, and in doing so created a risk of great bodily harm. Here it was a scrunchie he put around her neck, and then it just states the defendant stopped choking her. He put a rubber band, choked her, and then stopped choking her. She did not go to the hospital. Other than the laceration from the rubber band, there's no indication that she could not breathe. Therefore, I would argue no great bodily harm here, no PC to the impeding of the normal breathing or circulation of the victim. No PC to the battery by strangulation.
Thanks for your response to Mr. George's.
Your Honor, in this
Argument.
case, I disagree, only because there are red marks around the neck and also a laceration. Laceration would actually indicate that the skin was broken. So I would say that enough pressure was applied to the neck to cause that injury, so there is bodily harm. And it was done to the neck. It was characterized as choking. Again, something was placed around the neck and applied enough pressure to leave a mark, leave a laceration.
Unlike the previous case that we had, my concerns were the tools used to cause a strangulation.
Yes.
We've had quite a few recent cases where shoelaces were used to cause the death of a couple of victims that have come before the court in the last few months. So in this case, the court's going to find probable cause for all the offenses in this case. Only question is, I don't have any criminal history. Oh, so you just give me an updated one, right? Yep, let me see. And this is the same victim. The case, his last conviction, correct?
Yes.
All right, Mr. Williams, as to count one, the court's gonna set your bond amount of $1,000. Count two, gonna set your bond in amount of $5,000. count 3, 100, and count 4, $100. Condition on your bond, you have no contact with the victim in this case. You need to maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at that location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. Appointed a public defender to represent you in this case. Mr. Williams, I'm not sure if you had an opportunity to complete a batter's intervention course, but you may want to think about enrolling in one. Seems like you have some issues there you may want to try to resolve, so you stop seeing me on a regular basis.
Well, I have it all on video, so.
Again,
I
I'm
have
just
every
saying.
incident on video, so.
Batter's intervention courses kind of help you stop from getting to this point before things get out of hand, before law enforcement is called, before anything goes on that will cause you to get arrested. So not just whether you're innocent of this case or not. That's not. I'm not a jury. I can't determine that. I'm saying it'll help you, give you tools, maybe deal with some of these women that are in your lives that you may be attracted to, maybe maybe so you may not cannot agree with. So it gives you a way to agree with them so you don't get arrested.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Have a great day. Come on, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Ronaldo Espinoza.
Say your name again.
Ronaldo Espinoza.
Mr. Espinoza, you're here in case 2021 MM 7925 AO on a charge of battery domestic violence. I did review the charging affidavit in your case. I did find probable cause for your arrest. And he doesn't qualify, correct?
No.
And any of these, I know some of us from out of state, but any of these prior cases involving the same victim?
No, Your Honor, it tends to be his son, his brother, or his father.
All right, Mr. Espinoza, going to set your bond in this case in the amount of $2,500. Condition on your bond that you have no contact with the victims in this case. You need to maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at that location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. And I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this matter. Do you have any questions about the stipulations or your no contact order?
No, sir.
All right. You have a great day, sir. All right. Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
Jasmine Hubbach.
Ma'am, you're here in case 2021 MM 7921 AO on charge of battery domestic violence. I did review the charging affidavit in your case. I did find probable cause for your arrest. Going to set your bond in this case in the amount of $100. It's going to come with pretrial release supervision. You have no contact with the victim in this case. You're going to maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return if you have a shared residence with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at that location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. And I want to appoint the public defender to represent you in this matter. Do you have any questions about the stipulations on your no contact order, ma'am?
My son lives in that residence, but he wasn't involved. How would that work?
Well, I don't believe your son was the victim, if I remember correctly.
No, he wasn't the victim.
Yeah. So, how old is the son?
24.
Just what do you mean?
24. I'm
Yeah, I think you're talking about like a minor child. Like he's, I'm not. You can have contact with him. I mean,
Oh, okay. Okay.
Just can't have contact with you as your daughter. Other than that,
Okay.
I would warn you about talking about the facts of the case with him. May get you another charge if you do that. But other than that,
Okay, thank you.
every day.
Thank you.
Alright. Alright. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Jonah Harden.
Mr. Harden, you're here in case 2021 MM 757AW on a violation of a pretrial release condition for domestic violence case. Reviewed the charging affidavit, did find probable cause for your arrest. Gonna set your bond in this case amount of $5,000. Condition of bond is to have no contact with the victim in this case. You are out on bond in the case that was ordered. You ordered to have no contact with the victim in 2021 CF 13352 AO. Court found probable cause that you have violated the conditions of that bond and as well as the judge, the court, if all well as committed a new law offense, is going to revoke the bond in that case. Going to set a new bond at $0. Going to appoint the public defender to represent you in any case that you're not already appointed. You all ready, sir?
Can I say something, sir?
It's not going to really help you in this particular situation. I would suggest you talk to your attorney, take it up with your division judge, because I'm not, what was alleged in this, I'm not sure. I wasn't there, but, you know, no contact orders are one-way streets, is how I can tell you.
Yes, sir, but I was trying to leave. He came to the camp where I live, and I was trying to leave.
I'll say this. I'm not gonna comment on the strength of the case or those kind of things like that, but the things, once again, you need to talk to your attorney about, talk to your division judge about. Because trying to leave and leaving are two different things.
I was leaving when the detective stopped me.
Yeah, that's not the allegations of what they said when they saw. They said they saw you together. So that means you weren't like, it wasn't like, I see you walking into the camp, or I saw you walking like past my tent, and I was just like, I'm gone. So you may want to, as I said, take that up with your division judge and talk to them about it, okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yep. And with the revocation as well, no contact. No bond, no contact. Yep. All right, good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
King.
Mr. King, you're here in case 2021 MM7923AO on charge of battery dating violence. Did review the charging affidavit in this case, did find probable cause for your arrest. Going to set your bond in this case amount of $500. It's going to cover pretrial release supervision. You have no contact with the victim in this case. You are to maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at a shared residence. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons or firearms you have need to be shown to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. As well, you're not allowed to possess or consume any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. You're subject to random drug and alcohol testing in this case. I want to appoint the public defender to represent you in this matter. You have a great day, sir. All right, have a good day. You have any questions about your no contact order?
You said one time, right? I get and go.
Yep, get one time.
With the officer?
Correct.
All right, I got you.
All right. No TVs, no couches, work clothes, tools, those kind of things. All right, have a good day. All right, good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Travis Norris.
So Norris, you're here in case 2021 MM7915AO on charge of battery domestic violence. I did review the charging affidavit in your case. I did find probable cause for your arrest. 1 second. Going to set your bond in this case amount of $1,500. It's going to cover pretrial release supervision. You'd have no contact with the victim. Sorry, doesn't qualify for pretrial release.
No, not due to his other case.
Yep. All right, so $1,500, no pretrial release. There's no conditions of your bond or no contact with the victim. Maintain a separate residence from the victim. Give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at the location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Weapons or firearms you have need to be returned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. And I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this matter. If you have any questions about the stipulations of your no contact order.
No, but I do have a question about that other warrant. I have no idea.
Seems like some kind of contempt of court, maybe from a Baker Act or something.
I've been arrested since 2015, so I don't understand. Now,
I don't know. I don't know. That I guess you'll see a judge probably today or tomorrow about that. All right, have a good day. All right. Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
Hi, Your Honor. I'm Jenny Lee O'Leary.
Ms. O'Leary, you're here in case 2021 MM 7911 AO on charge of battery domestic violence. Did review the charging affidavit in your case, did find probable cause for your arrest. Going to set your bond in this case amount of $100. It's going to come with pretrial release supervision. You have no contact with the victim in this case. You are to maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at the location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be returned to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. You may not possess or consume any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this matter. You have a great day, ma'am.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Alexander James Strachan.
Sir, you're here in case 2021 MM 7909 AO on charge of battery domestic violence. I did review the charging affidavit in your case. I did find probable cause for your arrest. I'm going to set your bond in this case in the amount of $2,000. It's going to come with pretrial release supervision. You have no contact with the victim in this case. You are to maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at that location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons or firearms you have need to be returned to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. You also may not possess any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. It says multiple domestic violence cases. How many mean is multiple? Like 4, 5, 6?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have at least 6, Your Honor.
All right. All right, Mr. Stratton, I'm not sure if in any of those prior cases you had an opportunity to complete a barriers intervention course, but you may want to, if you have, you may want to take a refresher just to kind of get you back in the right frame of mind, okay?
Yes,
have a great day.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
Candace Stewart.
Ms. Stewart, you're here in case 2021 MM 7924 AO on a charge of battery domestic violence. I did review the charging affidavit in your case. I did find probable cause for your arrest. I'm going to set your bond in this case amount of $250. It's going to come with pretrial release supervision. You have no contact with the victim in this case. You are to maintain a separate residence from this victim. If you have a shared residence, I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at that location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this matter. Do you have any questions about your stipulations or your no contact order?
Yes, DCF actually told me that I had to go pick her up when I left here. So I don't understand what's going on.
Well, DCF is the one. I don't know. That might not be the case right now.
That's fine with me.
Because how old is this? 17?
17,
This
but
is
I
17.
don't want her anyway, so it's fine. It can be a no contact.
Right.
They're telling me that if I didn't go get her, that I would get a neglection charge. So that's what I'm trying to make sure. 'Cause I didn't wanna get her, but they said I had
Or you
to.
can call them and tell them that Judge Bain orders you to have no contact with her.
Thank you.
And they should know what that, they should know what the next steps are to shelter her and make sure that she is provided for. Yeah, let's go see the judge today. Whoever's on call for that, sign the orders and make sure she's taken care of. All right, if she's on school,
I don't know if she's at school. They gave me a number, the
was
police
it, has she
officer
been
gave
enrolled in
me
high
a-
school?
Yeah, she's in high school, but they
Okay.
gave me the address to her friend's house. And they told me when I left here, I had to go get her. And I said I didn't want to go get her, but they said I had to, or I was gonna get a neglection charge.
Yep. Well, tell her that I ordered you to have no contact.
Thank you. Okay.
All right. Kathy, good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
Eva Torres.
Ms. Torres, you're here in case 2021 MM7926AL on charge of battery dating violence. They reviewed the charging affidavit in your case, did find probable cause for your arrest. Going to set your bond in this matter amount of $1,000. It's going to come with pretrial release supervision. You have no contact with the victim in this case. You're going to maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement if you have a shared residence with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at that location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Weapons and firearms you have need to be returned to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. You also may not possess or consume any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. Subject to random drug and alcohol testing in this case. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this matter. If you have any questions about the stipulations or your no contact order?
No, but I do have a question.
All right, we'll have to talk to Ms. George because I can't answer those kind of questions. I want to make sure you understood my orders.
About the fi-
Oh, thank you.
All right, have a great day, ma'am.
Sir.
All right, good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Jerome Wade.
Mr. Wade, you're here in case 2021 MM7927AO on charge of violation of a domestic violence injunction. They reviewed a charging affidavit in your case that did find probable cause for your arrest. Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name and spell your last name?
Good morning. My name is Ashley Cook, COOK.
And can you raise your right hand to be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, ma'am. It seems that you are the petitioner for the injunction in Georgia.
Yes, sir.
All right. And it's something you wanted to tell me.
Yes, we dated for 3.5 years and booked a trip back in March of last year, and it was a group trip. All of us went, and we came back through customs and found out. But I've had no contact, no issues with Mr. Wade whatsoever. So I drove back from Georgia to be here today to speak on his behalf. We haven't had any issues.
Yeah, I don't know when this, it looks like the injunction from Lowndes County, Georgia in 2021, CVD 1235 began on August 19th of this year and expires next year, so it's a 1-year injunction.
Yes, I actually have an appointment this week to get that dropped. There was one incident that we had just with appearing at my house, but we have not had any violence or anything like that.
Okay. All right, but right now, Mr. Wade, the injunction is in place. Do you have a copy of your injunction?
No, sir. To be honest, I apologize, and it's my fault. I didn't read.
No, don't talk about the facts of the case. I want to make sure.
I didn't read the injunction. I didn't read the injunction in its entirety.
Yeah.
And when I just thought it was in the state of Georgia.
Not everywhere.
Yeah, and that's what I found out last night.
Okay.
When we got back.
All right, so I'm going to say to you like this. I'm going to set your bond in this matter in the amount of $5,000. Additionally, your bond is you had no contact with the victim. Abide by your injunction in Lowndes County, Georgia case 2021 CVD 1235. Until that is taken care of, and also my no contact order applies in Georgia as well. So don't violate your injunction. Don't violate my no contact order, because both of those are going to result in you getting arrested Both are going to result in one of them going to result in you taking a bus back to Florida. All right.
Yes, sir.
Have a great day.
Thank
I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Yep. Yeah, that was it. Or for Mr. Wade, no weapons or firearms. He has a term over within 24 hours of his release. But I'm quite sure it's on his injunction as well. Part of the uniform compact agreement about injunctions. All right, good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Good morning. My name is Al Camara.
Mr. Camara, you're here in case 2019 CF 3760A1 from Leon County. Judge Leon County has signed a violation of probation warrant setting your bond at no bond. Your bond's going to remain at no bond at this time. I want to appoint the public defender to represent you till we get you over to Leon County. You have a great day, sir. All right, good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
Gabriella Lord.
Ms. Lord, you're here in a Citrus County case 2020 CT 180 for a out-of-county warrant for a driver license suspended. Your bond is $555. I'm going to appoint a public defender to represent you to get you to Citrus County, or you can bond out today. You have a great day, ma'am. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Morning, Armani Moody.
Mr. Moody, here in 2019 CF 6613, a case out of Palm Beach County. You have a violation of community control down there. Bond in your case is $0. You're a violent felony offender, special concern. You're not going to be entitled to release or bail or bond on that violation of community control. Until you resolve your case in Palm Beach County, we'll appoint the public defender to represent you until we get you there. You have a great day, sir. Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
Juanisha Edwards.
Ms. Edwards, you're here in 2018 CF 9654 for a violation of probation. Judge, in that case, set your bond at no bond. Your bond is going to remain at no bond. You are a violent felony offender, special concern. You're not entitled to release or bail or bond on that violation of probation until your violation of probation is completed. I want to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. You have a great day, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Did I not say have a great day?
She wanted more.
You want to say bye-bye? Bye-bye. We are in Orlando. All right, good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Hey, how you doing, Your Honor? My name is Martravius Luke.
Mr. Luke, you're here in a few matters. The first one being 2021 CF 8166AO for failure to appear. Bond in that case is $5,000. You're also here in 2018 CF 9025, 2018 CF 12882, 2018 CF 12826 BO, 2018 CF 12824 AO for violation of probations. Judges in those cases set your bond at no bond. Your bond's going to remain at no bond at this time. I want to appoint the public defender to represent you in this matter. You have a great day, sir.
All right.
Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Israel.
Say it one more time.
I'm in Israel.
Sir, you're here in case 2020 MM 8243AO. You've been charged by information with the crime of battery. That is a first-degree misdemeanor, punishable to 1 year in the county jail and a $1,000 fine. Did you want me to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case? Did you want an attorney to represent you in this case?
Yeah.
I want to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. Ms. George, what plea do you want to enter on behalf of Mr. Ismail?
Not guilty, Your Honor.
So we're going to accept your plea of not guilty. You're going to set you for pretrial conference in Division 50.
Pretrial date will be November 22nd at 1:30 in courtroom 7C.
All right. Have a great day, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name? Sir, good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Morning, sir. My name is Jimmy Logre.
He's not on my screen. He's not on my screen here.
Your Honor?
Yes, ma'am.
I apologize, continue, but I was going to say a summons was issued. I do not believe it's been served. I'm in the process of trying to get that done.
All right, so you're actually here for case 2021 MM 216AA. Looks like there's a summons case, but the summons wasn't served on you yet, so I can't proceed with the case. So I want to return the case to the state of Florida to perfect service against you. You want me to appoint a public defender to represent you while it happens?
Yes, sir. Yes.
I can't hear you.
Yes, Your Honor.
I want to appoint a public defender to represent you in this case. You have a great day, sir. All right, I have Albert Perez, 2021 MM 6618AO. Want to appoint a public defender to represent him in this case.
I'll waive an enter plea of not guilty, Your Honor.
Pretrial date will be in Division 50, November 22nd at 1:30 in courtroom 7C.
Is this Ms. Vernon?
Yes, sir.
Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
Ashley Sue Vernon.
Ma'am, we're here in case 2021 MM 7792AO on a charge of criminal mischief. That's a second-degree misdemeanor, punishable up to 60 days in the county jail and a $500 fine. You're represented by the public defender's office. Ms. George, what plea do you want to enter on behalf of Ms. Vernon?
Not guilty, Your Honor.
Vernon?
There's no offer from the state.
But I had a baby 10 days before I did it. I don't remember doing it. I don't remember breaking the computer.
Okay, all right. All right, ma'am. I'm going to set you for a pretrial conference in Division 83.
Pretrial date will be November 22nd at 8:30 in courtroom 6C.
All right, ma'am. Make sure you keep in contact with your attorney. Have a great day.
I'm so sorry. Did you all have an arraignment for a Juan Ferreira?
Juan, what's the last name?
Ferreira?
I didn't have anything. Pereira, you said?
Ferreira.
Yeah, Pereira. Oh, Ferreira. It looks like it was canceled. Ferreira, well, yeah, it was canceled.
Okay, cancel.
On 11/19.
Yep, he had a written
Or
plea.
previous something, please said on 11/19.
Okay, thank you.
He has a waiver of his arraignment anyways in his file. All right, so Spanish.
Good morning, Your Honor. This is Laura Bretaña, Spanish interpreter, previously sworn.
Yes, Daniel. This is Judge Bain calling from the BRC. Oh, defendant putting the headsets on. Can you see you make a connection?
Sí. There is contact, Your Honor.
All right, sir, can you tell me your name?
Juan Camacho Moreno. Juan Camacho Moreno.
Sir, you're here in case 2021 MO 1294AO on a charge of disorderly conduct. That is a I did find probable cause for your arrest after reviewing the charging affidavit. The city of Orlando is offering you a withhold of adjudication and guilt and court costs if you want to resolve your case today. Is that something you want to do today?
No contest.
No contest.
All right, can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
See.
Put your hand
Yes.
down, sir, please. Sir, the charge you're facing is a second-degree misdemeanor, punishable up to 60 days in the county jail and a $500 fine. Do you understand that?
Mm-hmm. Hey.
Yes.
You told me you want to enter a plea of no contest. Is that correct?
See.
Yes.
You understand by entering a plea of no contest, you're going to waive all the rights of the plea form that's in Spanish in front of you.
See.
Yes.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No.
No.
Have you now in the past been diagnosed with a mental health illness?
No.
No.
Has anybody forced, threatened, or coerced you to enter this plea?
No.
You understand by entering this plea,
No.
if you're not a United States citizen, it could subject you to deportation.
Sí, entiendo.
Yeah. Yes, I understand.
So I had an opportunity to review a charging affidavit, did find a factual basis contained therein, going to accept your plea of no contest, find that your plea is freely and voluntarily entered, want to withhold adjudication and guilt. You be credit for the 2 days you spent in the Orange County Jail with 2 days credit time served. Court costs in this case are $223. Want to give you 1 year from today's date to pay that money directly to the clerk in full. You have 30 days from today's date to appeal your judgment and sentence in writing. Not going to take any action on Vaughn case 2021 CF 7458 AO. You have a great day, sir.
You will, bless you.
You as well. Thank you.
Welcome to an Econo meeting. You are entering the meeting now.
Okay, yeah.
Mr. Taylor, are you with me?
Yeah.
Hello, hello. Mr. Taylor? I have people on my call. Don't know who they are. Don't see faces. Okay.
My name is Alex Arias. I represent somebody that's coming up for first appearance.
Who do you represent? Because I haven't you haven't talked to my JA, so I don't know who you are or who you're representing.
I'm sorry. I'm from Broward. I'm trying to get used to your system. Her name is Maria Alejandra N.X. Lopez.
All right, there we go. All right. Here she's at the podium if you can see her. Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
María
She's gonna need us.
Alejandra Áñez López.
Maria Alejandra Áñez López.
Ms. Alejandra Lopez, you're here in case 2021 CF 223 on a warrant signed by a judge finding probable cause for grand theft of a $10,000 scheme or more. Counsel, is something you want to tell me before?
I've entered a plea of not guilty. I'm demanding for discovery. We've done all that. I wasn't sure if you would be able to rehear any kind of bond this morning.
All right.
We would ask
I'm not
if the
sure
bond.
let me me see. Judge. Probably right now, I want to say her bonds is set in the warrant at $25,000, making condition of her bond. Does she not have any contact with any victims or witnesses or co-defendants from this case? Did she surrender any passports? The information I have is that she wants to return to Venezuela. Not gonna be able to do that until this case is resolved.
That's the, well, we're trying to resolve it. So what we're asked, you would not be able to address lowering the bond today?
Not today. You'll file a bond motion. She's gonna be seen at arraignment by Judge Lattimore on the 22nd. So you can get that. If she's not able to bond out, she has arraignment on the 22nd in front of Judge Lattimore.
So it's Judge Lattimore, okay. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. But her division judge is Judge Patricia Strobridge in Division 14. Judge Lattimore, she's in custody. Judge Lattimore does our in-jail arraignments, as you will see here at that point.
Okay, so I've already filed a plea of not guilty, so I guess we'll waive the arraignment, and we go to the judge that normally handles the case. Is that correct?
Exactly.
Okay, and what was that judge's name you said?
Patricia Strobridge is the judge in Division 14.
Okay, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Everybody have a great day.
You too.
Before she's released. All right.
You are the only participant.
I think that was my last Spanish case, correct? All right. Thank you, Madam Interpreter. You have a great day.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. There we go. I have Bernson. I guess that's what this is. I'll get no, Thompson. I got you. Those are my stack numbers. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Yeah, talk to him.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
Can you tell me your name, please?
Diamond Brunson.
Sir, you're here in case 2021 MM7913AO on a charge of trespassing on property after warning. Did review the charging affidavit in your case, did find probable cause for your arrest. State was going to offer to resolve this case.
Adjudication of guilt.
Credit time served.
Well, let her tell you the offer. Go ahead.
Credit time served. No return to the 7-Eleven at 1823 South Orange Avenue.
Mr. Brunson, did you want to take that offer from the state of Florida?
Say it again.
Did you want to accept that offer from the state of Florida?
They'll never go back there again?
Yeah, well, that and your adjudication of guilt credit time served. Do you want to accept that offer?
Yeah.
Oh, cover your face.
Yeah. Say it again.
Do you want to accept the offer of an adjudication of guilt credit time served?
Yes.
All right. Can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, you put your hand down. Sir, the charge you're facing, a trespass on property after warning, is a first-degree misdemeanor. It's punishable up to 1 year in the county jail and $1,000 fine is the maximum penalties. Do you understand?
Right.
Do you want to enter a plea of guilty or no contest to resolve this case?
No contest.
Do you understand by entering a plea of no contest, you're going to waive all the rights outlined on the plea form that's in front of you?
Yes.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, medication?
I'm not actually.
Right. Have you now or in the past been diagnosed with a mental health illness?
Say it again.
Have you now or in the past been diagnosed with a mental health illness?
No, sir. I haven't.
Has anybody forced, threatened, or coerced you to enter this plea?
No, sir, I haven't. No.
You understand by entering this plea, if you're not a United States citizen, it could subject you to deportation.
Yes.
I did have an opportunity to review your charging affidavit, did find a factual basis for the entering of your plea. Going to accept your plea of no contest. Find your plea is freely and voluntarily entered. Going to adjudicate you guilty of the charge. Going to give you credit for the 2 days you spent in the Orange County Jail with 2 days credit time served. Court costs and costs of prosecution in this case are $273. We'll give you 1 year from today's date to pay that money directly to the clerk in full. You have 30 days from today's date to appeal your judgment and sentence in writing. You have a great day, sir. All right, good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Richard Parmenter.
Sir, you're here in case 2021 CF 14492AO on charge of burglary of occupied conveyance and grand theft. I did review the charging affidavit in your case, did find probable cause for your arrest. Going to set your bond in count 1 in the amount of $5,000, count 2 $150. Condition of the bond: do not return to the scene of the location where this incident occurred. May not have any contact with the victims or witnesses from this case. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this matter. You are out on bond in case 2021 CF 8409AO. Court finding probable cause that you committed a new law offense while you're out on bond in that case is going to revoke that bond. Set a new bond at $0. You have a great day, sir.
Thank you.
Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Gerard Rudolph.
Mr. Rudolph, you're here in case 2021 MM 7908AO on charge of trespass on property after warning. I did review the charging affidavit in this case. It did find probable cause for your arrest. State Reserve offer to resolve one or both of his cases?
Just the one, Your Honor, which is this one. It's an adjudication of guilt, credit time served, no return to the Wawa located at 8574 South Orange Blossom Trail.
All right, Mr. Randolph, do you want to accept the offer from the state of Florida?
Right.
Can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
All right, you put your hand down, sir. Sir, you're here on that charge of trespass on property after warning. That's a first-degree misdemeanor. It's punishable up to 1 year in the county jail and a $1,000 fine. Do you understand?
Yes.
Do you want to enter a plea of guilty or no contest to resolve this case?
No contest.
You understand by entering a plea of no contest, you're going to waive all the rights outlined on the plea form that's in front of you.
Right.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No.
Have you now or in the past been diagnosed with a mental health illness?
No.
Has anybody forced, threatened, or coerced you to enter this plea?
No.
You understand by entering this plea, if you're not a United States citizen, could subject you to deportation.
Right.
I did have an opportunity to review your charging affidavit in this case. I did find a factual basis for the purpose of entering of your plea. I'll accept your plea of no contest. Find your plea is freely and voluntarily entered. I'm going to adjudicate you guilty of the charge. I'm going to give you credit for the 2 days you spent in the Orange County Jail with 2 days credit time served. Court costs and costs of prosecution in this case are $273. We'll give you 1 year from today's date to pay that money directly to the clerk in full. You have 30 days from today's date to appeal your judgment and sentence in writing. You have a great day, sir.
No action.
No action on his out on bond case. All right. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
National Simon. National Simon, sir. National Judge.
All right, sir, you're here in case 2021 MO 1292AO.
Yes.
A city ordinance violation for littering.
Yes.
The city of Orlando, I did find probable cause for your arrest. The city of Orlando is offering you a withhold of adjudication of guilt and court costs to resolve this case. Is that something you want to do today?
Your Honor, he has multiple Baker Acts, and in his last case, he was deemed incompetent to proceed.
When was that?
That was all the way back in, his last evaluation he had was in 2016, but since then he's had multiple Baker Acts where he was committed, Your Honor. And there, I have concerns about competency for him.
Okay, so I was like, you have current concerns, like did you talk to him today? You had concerns?
I was not able to talk to him today.
All right, so you want to take a minute to talk to him? Because you tell me about something 5 years ago and then.
No, since then he's been Baker Acted multiple times due to his mental capacity, Your Honor.
Baker Acts have to do with people having suicidal ideations.
I understand, Your
Not be
Honor.
able to take care of themselves and causing danger to themselves or people around them. So that necessarily doesn't mean that the person is not competent, legally competent to proceed. So I'm trying to ascertain is you want to take a minute to talk to Mr. Simon, and then you can let me know about what you think. Like, well, how's he doing today? What's going on?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm gonna pull up the last Baker Act information. And it looks like, yeah, Spire Lakeside. Okay, I'll talk to him, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Simon, you take a step back, you talk to Ms. George for a moment, and we'll try to address your case, okay? It's okay. It's okay. Just take a step back for a second. All right. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Keith Meisenberg.
Mr. Meisenberg, you're here in case 2021 MO 975 AO on a charge of failure to appear warrant. Judge in that case set your bond at $500. Anybody know the city? Is a standard offer withhold or?
The offer was a withhold credit time served, correct?
Yes.
Okay, I just want to make sure. All right. All right, sir. Did you want to accept that offer from the city of a withhold adjudication and guilt credit time, sir?
Yes, that does mean I get released today, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. And Ms. George, you want to, like, what plea do you want to enter on behalf of Mr. Meisenberg?
No contest, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Meisenberg, can you raise your right hand to be sworn in? You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, sir.
All right, sir. The charge you're facing of open containers is a second-degree misdemeanor. Maximum penalties are 60 days in the Orange County Jail and a $500 fine. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Ms. George told me you want to enter a plea of no contest. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
You understand by entering a plea of no contest, you're going to waive all the rights outlined on the plea form that's in front of you.
Well, I have no plan on picking them back up.
No, I'm saying, do you understand that you're waiving the rights on the plea form by entering this plea?
The case.
Like your right to have a trial, the right to have an attorney appointed to represent you,
Yes, sir.
challenge state's evidence, those kind of cool things.
Yes, sir. It's
All right.
an open container.
Yep. Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication right now?
No, sir.
Have you now or in the past been diagnosed with a mental health illness?
No, sir.
Has anybody forced, threatened, or coerced you to enter this plea?
No, sir.
Do you understand by entering this plea if you're not a United States citizen could subject you to deportation?
I do.
I did have an opportunity to view a charging affidavit in your case. I did find a factual basis for the plea to find therein. But do the parties stipulate to a factual basis?
Yes, Your Honor.
Sir, based on that stipulation in my review of the case, I'm going to accept your plea of no contest, find your plea is freely and voluntarily entered. I'm going to withhold adjudication of guilt, give you credit for
37.
the 37 days you spent in the Orange County Jail with 37 days credit time served. Court costs and filing fee in this case are $233. There's a $50 public defender fee and a $50 public defender application fee as well. I'm gonna make these costs payable directly to the clerk within 3 years of today's date. You have 30 days from today's date to appeal your judgment and sentence in writing. You have a great day, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you all.
Thank you.
And Ms. George, you want to talk to me about Mr. Nestor right now?
Yes, Your Honor, he does not understand. I asked does he understand what an attorney does for him? He just keeps stating judge, judge, judge. I do not believe he is competent, Your Honor.
All right. All right, Mr. Simon, in this case, I'm going to release you on mental health pretrial release in this case. If you don't qualify for mental health pretrial release, I'm going to set your bond in the amount of $10. Condition of the bond, do not return to the scene of the location where you were arrested in this case. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. You have a great day, sir.
Come on, we're done.
Stephen, is medical, Your Honor.
That's case 2021 CF 14480. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent him.
I'll waive the appearance training.
All right, I'm going to stay his bond at $1,000. Condition of his bond, no drugs, alcohol without valid prescription, subject to random drug and alcohol testing. Good morning, Mr. Montenez. Can you tell me your name?
Willie Montenez.
Sir, you're here in case 2021 CF 14495AO on charges of fleeing attempt to elude law enforcement license sirens activated, tampering with physical evidence, and leaving the scene of a crash with property damage. Hold on, give me a minute. Something about this tampering charge. I want to look at it again. State, what, I guess the tampering charges was catching me up.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, what's the question?
The tampering charge, like, I was trying to figure out.
What happened?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see it either, Your Honor.
Okay. I wasn't, thought we.
Yeah, I have no objection.
Okay. All right, sir, Mr. Montanez, as to count one, of course, going to set your bond amount of $3,500. This count two, we're not going to find probable cause for your arrest as to the charge of tampering with physical evidence. On the ROR, you add to that charge. As the charge of leaving the scene of a crash with property damage, going to set your bond in that case amount of $1,000. Addition to bond in those cases that you're not operating a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. You have a great day, sir.
Your Honor, I apologize. Count one, $3,500?
Yes,
or-
$3,500.
Thank you.
And then $1,000 is to count three.
Thank you.
ROR is to count two.
Another brothers, mental health, Your Honor.
This case 2021 MM7919AO. I'm going to appoint a public defender to represent Mr. Is Mr. Bordeaux? Is Brodus?
Your Honor, can we reset him for tomorrow?
I was going to ask, is he
Mental health.
I know he's mental health, but I guess the questions are, is he going to be transported to Aspire Mental Health, or is he going to just, we need to get him kind of calmed down and under some medication before tomorrow? All right. All right, we'll see him tomorrow. We should set him for tomorrow. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Michael Knight.
Mr. Knight, you're here in case 2021 MM7914AO on charge of trespass on property after warning. I did review the charging affidavit in your case. I did find probable cause for your arrest. State was an offer to resolve Mr. Knight's case.
Adjudication of guilt and credit time served.
Would you like to accept the offer from the state court of an adjudication of guilt credit time, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right, can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
You can put your hand down. Sir, the charge of trespass on property after warning is a first-degree misdemeanor. It's punishable to 1 year in the county jail and $1,000 fine. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Do you want to enter a plea of guilty or no contest to resolve this case?
Yes. No contest.
Do you understand by entering a plea, which one, guilty or no contest?
No contest.
Do you understand by entering a plea of no contest, you're going to waive all the rights outlined on the plea form that's in front of you?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No.
Have you now or in the past been diagnosed with a mental health illness?
Pardon me?
Have you now or in the past been diagnosed with a mental health illness?
I have bipolar.
All right. Are you taking medication for your bipolar disorder?
Yes, sir.
Are you taking medication now?
Yes, sir.
All right. Does that medication help you in understanding the world around you?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand that in entering in this plea that it can be used if you are sent to prison because you have a prior sexually violent or sexually motivated offense in the past, that it can subject you to civil commitment after you're released from the Department of Corrections?
Yes, sir.
Has anybody forced, threatened, or coerced you to enter this plea?
No, sir.
You understand by entering this plea, if you're not a United States citizen, it could subject you to deportation.
Yes, sir.
I did have an opportunity to review your charging affidavit in this case. I did find a factual basis for the purpose of entering of your plea. I'll accept your plea of no contest. I find that your plea is freely and voluntarily entered. I'll adjudicate you guilty of the charge. I want to give you credit for the 2 days you spent in the Orange County Jail with 2 days credit time served. Court costs and costs of prosecution in this case are $273. I want to give you 1 year from today's date to pay that money directly to the clerk in full. You have 30 days from today's date to appeal your judgment and sentence in writing. You have a great day, sir.
I'm sure I'm hard of hearing. How much is the court cost?
$273.
273. Okay.
It's the next case. You take any action after that? Are you
I'm
planning
going
to?
to no info it, Your Honor.
Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Miguel Martinez.
Mr. Martinez, you're here in 2021 MM 758 AW on a charge of possession of drug paraphernalia.
Sir.
State you have an announcement.
It announces a no information.
Right. Mr. Martinez, the state of Florida has announced no information in your case. I'm going to release you on your own recognizance as to this charge. You have a great day, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your time.
Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
Jocelyn Pollock.
Ms. Pollock, you're here in case 2021 MM 7918 AO and on charges of disorderly conduct and resisting officer without violence. They reviewed a charging affidavit in your case, did find probable cause for your arrest. State, was there an offer to resolve Ms. Pollock's case this morning?
Yes, Your Honor, adjudication of guilt and credit time served.
Right. Ms. Pollock, would you like to accept the state's offer of an adjudication of guilt credit time served in this case?
Yes, sir.
Could you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Right hand, there you go. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
You put your hand down, ma'am. The charges you're facing in count 1 is a second-degree misdemeanor. It's punishable up to 60 days in the county jail and a $500 fine. Count 2, the charge of resisting officer without violence, is a first-degree misdemeanor, punishable up to 1 year in the county jail and a $1,000 fine. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Do you want to enter what plea you want to enter, guilty or no contest to these charges?
No contest.
You understand by entering a plea of no contest, you're going to waive all the rights outlined on the plea form that's in front of you.
Could you say that again, please?
You
I don't
understand you're
understand.
waiving your rights on the plea form that's in front of you.
You said I'm waiving the rights?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
All right. Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No.
Have you now or in the past been diagnosed with a mental health illness?
No.
Has anybody forced, threatened, or coerced you to enter this plea?
No.
You understand by entering this plea, if you're not a United States citizen, it could subject you to deportation.
Correct. Yes, I understand.
I had an opportunity to review your charging affidavit in this case. I did find a factual basis contained therein for the purposes of entering of your plea. I'll accept your plea of no contest. I find that your plea is freely and voluntarily entered. I want to adjudicate you guilty of the charge. I want to give you credit for 2 days in Orange County Jail with 2 days credit time served on each count, running concurrent to each other. Court costs and costs of prosecution in this case are $273. I'm going to give you 1 year from today's date to pay that money directly to the clerk in full. You have 30 days from today's date to appeal your judgment and sentence in writing.
Okay, I understand.
All right. You have a great day, ma'am.
Young, refuse.
Going to appoint the public defender to represent Ms. Young.
I'll waive the appearance, Your Honor.
In 2021 MM 759 AW.
I'll waive the appearance, Your Honor.
All right. And she doesn't qualify for pretrial release. All right, I'm gonna set her bonds in count 1 amount 250, count 1 100 on a probable cause. Condition of the bond, no drugs, alcohol without valid prescription. 250, 100. All right, good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Jeremiah Hunt.
Mr. Hunt, you're here in case 2020 MM 7531 AO on a failure to appear warrant. And he doesn't qualify for PTR, correct?
This one?
Yeah, it was the warrant says RR or PTR after IA, but I was trying to see if you qualify for PTR, or does the state have an offer to resolve this case?
No, Your Honor.
All right, there you go.
Actually, one moment. Ms. Davis, can you tell me how much credit time served he has at this point?
5 days.
No, don't have an offer at this time, Your Honor.
5 days, Your Honor?
No, you've been in custody for 5 days. See, she was asking how much credit time served you've had on this case.
I've been in custody for over 290 days, but that was in Broward. Also, I served 33 days on this specific charge, and that's why I was RR'd for 33-day motion.
Oh, let's see.
No.
Say again? I hear you, Sasha. Okay, so you have 36 days and 2 days. Looks that's what Madam Clerk has. 34? 30, yeah, 36 in total.
So he has 36 days?
I guess in Broward he served time, but in
It looks like he was arrested. I mean, look.
County he served 5 days.
Now, he was arrested on this case back in October of last year. There was a 32-day notice filed in his case. He was released from our custody on November 18th of last year. His release was revoked earlier this year because he failed to appear. So that sounds about right. He was in custody from October to November. I'm looking at his. He was arrested on October 17th. He was released on November 18th.
Oh, sorry.
Right. Yeah, it's 36 days.
If that's the case, Your Honor, it's a credit time served offer.
All right. Mr. Hunt, did you like, this is Ms. George. You want to talk to Mr. Hunt about his credit time served offer?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Hunt, step back for a moment. Let Ms. George, your attorney, speak with you.
That's for you.
All right. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
D'Angelo Austin.
Mr. Austin, you're here in case 2021 MO 1293 AO on charge of disorderly conduct. They reviewed a charging affidavit in your case. They find probable cause for your arrest. City of Orlando is offering you a withhold of adjudication of guilt and court costs. That's something you want to accept today.
Yes, sir.
Can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're gonna give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
All right, you put your hand down. Sir, you here on that charge is early conduct. It's a second-degree misdemeanor. It's punishable up to 60 days in the county jail and a $500 fine. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Do you want to enter a plea of guilty or no contest to resolve this case?
Yes, sir.
No contest.
No contest.
All right. Do you understand about entering a plea of no contest? You're gonna waive all the rights outlined on the plea form in front of you.
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, medication?
No, sir.
Have you now or in the past been diagnosed with a mental health illness?
No, sir.
Has anybody forced, threatened, or coerced you in this plea?
No, sir.
Yes, somebody in this plea, if you're not a United States citizen, it could subject you to deportation.
Yes, sir.
I did have an opportunity for you to charge an affidavit in your case. Did find a factual basis contained therein for the purpose of entering your plea. I'll accept your plea of no contest. Find your plea is freely and voluntarily entered. I'm going to withhold adjudication of guilt. Give you credit for the 2 days you spent in the Orange County Jail with 2 days credit time served. Court costs and cost of prosecution, court costs in this case, are $223. I'll give you 1 year from today's date to pay that money directly to the clerk in full. You have 30 days from today's date to appeal your judgment and sentence in writing. It's awesome. We're going to have to find a little different ways not to see each other more often. All right?
Yes, sir.
Have a great day. All right. And Ms. George, what does Mr. Hunt want to do?
He wants to resolve the case and enter a plea of no contest, Your Honor.
I
Sorry.
apologize. I just need to clarify or amend the offer as I've done further research.
Yep.
There is a cost of investigation, which is $207.80 to OPD. And there is also restitution to Lowe's, and that is going to be $426.98. So I wanted to put that on.
$426?
$426.98
$98.
to Lowe's. Oh, the cost of investigation is $207.80.
I'll pay any cost, sir.
Yep, that's fine. All right, Mr. Hunt, can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
All right, you can put your hand down, sir. So you're here in 2020 MM 7531 AO on a charge of paid theft with a prior theft conviction. That is a first-degree misdemeanor. The maximum penalties for that are 1 year in the county jail and a $1,000 fine. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Ms. George told me you want to enter a plea of no contest. Is that still true?
Yes.
You understand about entering a plea of no contest? You're going to waive all the rights on the plea form that Ms. George went over with you.
Yes, sir.
Do you understand that another conviction for another paid theft can result in you being charged with a third-degree felony?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No, sir, I'm not.
Have you now or in the past been diagnosed with a mental health illness?
No, sir.
Has anybody forced, threatened, or coerced you into this plea?
No.
You understand about entering this plea if you're not a United States citizen, it could subject you to being deported from this country.
Yes, sir. I'm a United States citizen.
Do the parties stipulate to a factual basis?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
All as well, had an opportunity to review your court file in this case. It did find a factual basis contained therein. I'm going to accept your plea of no contest in this case. Find that your plea is freely and voluntarily entered. I'm going to adjudicate you guilty of the charge. I'm going to give you credit for the 36 days you spent in the Orange County Jail with 36 days credit time served. Court costs and costs of prosecution in this case are $273. There's a $50 public defender application fee and a $50 public defender lien. There's also $207.80 to Orlando Police Department in cost of investigation, as well as $426.98 to Lowe's in restitution owed in this case. I'm going to give you 4 years from today's date to pay that money directly to the clerk in full.
Yes, sir. I'll pay that in full, separate,
All right.
$200 and the other $200.
No, it's more than that. So it's $426.98 to Lowe's. There's $207.80 to Orlando Police Department. There's court costs of $223. There's $50 of cost of prosecution. There's a $50 public defender lien for the assistance of your attorney, and $50 for the application that you filled out. So it's going to be more than 200 and 200. It's probably
Yes, sir.
about 1,000.
Can I please have the information so I can take care of that?
Yep, we're going to get it on your paperwork.
Yes, sir.
All right, so 4 years from today's date, we'll order that restitution is paid first in this case. You have 30 days from today's date to appeal your judgment and sentence in writing. As soon as the state gives me a restitution order, I'll sign it.
Will do, Your Honor.
So restitution paid first. All right. Have a great day, Mr. Hunt.
God bless.
George got a doctor's signature. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Good morning. My name is Jonas Dironville.
Sir, you're here in case 2021 MO1295AO on 2 counts of disorderly conduct. The review charging affidavit did find probable cause for your arrest. I'm going to ask the city of Orlando is offering you a withhold of adjudication of guilt and court costs to resolve your case. Is that something you want to do today?
Yes, sir.
Can you raise your right hand to be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
You put your hand down, sir. Sir, the charges that you're facing are 60 days in the county jail on each count and a $500 fine on each count. It's the maximum penalties. You understand?
Yes, sir.
You want to enter a plea of guilty or no contest to resolve this case?
No contest.
You understand by entering a plea of no contest, you're going to waive all the rights outlined on the plea form that's in front of you.
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No, sir.
Have you now or in the past been diagnosed with a mental health illness?
No, sir.
Has anybody forced, threatened, or coerced you to enter this plea?
No, sir.
You understand by entering this plea, if you're not a United States citizen, it could subject you to deportation.
Yes, sir.
I did have an opportunity to review your charging affidavit in this case. I did find a factual basis contained therein for the purpose of entering of your plea. I accept your plea of no contest. Find your plea is freely and voluntarily entered. We don't withhold adjudication of guilt. Give you credit for 2 days in Orange County Jail on each count. We credit for 2 days in time served when they're running concurrent to each other. Court costs in this case are $223. We're going to give you 1 year from today's date to pay that money directly to the clerk in full. You have 30 days from today's date to appeal your judgment and sentence in writing. You have a great day, sir.
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, may I approach?
Thank you kindly. Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
Andrea Marie Ferguson.
Ms. Ferguson, you're here in case 2021 MO1296AO on a charge of disorderly conduct. I did review the charging affidavit in your case. I did find probable cause for your arrest. The city of Orlando is offering you a withhold of adjudication of guilt and court costs to resolve your case today. Is that something you want to do?
Yes. Yes.
Can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Yep. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
All right, you put your hand down. Ma'am, the charge you're facing is a second-degree misdemeanor. It's punishable up to 60 days in a county jail and a $500 fine. Do you understand?
She didn't hear you, Your Honor.
The maximum penalties for this charge are 60 days in the county jail and a $500 fine. Do you understand? Do you want to enter a plea of guilty or no contest to resolve this case?
No contest.
You understand by entering a plea of no contest, you're going to waive all the rights outlined on a plea form in front of you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No.
Have you now or in the past been diagnosed with a mental health illness?
No.
Has anybody forced, threatened, or coerced you to enter this plea?
No.
You understand by entering this plea, if you're not a United States citizen, it could subject you to deportation.
Did you hear?
You understand if you're not a United States citizen, you can be deported from this country based on this plea.
Yes.
I did have an opportunity to view the charging affidavit in your case. I did find a factual basis contained therein. Going to accept your plea of no contest, find your plea is freely and voluntarily entered. Going to withhold adjudication of guilt. Give you credit for the 2 days you spent in the Orange County Jail with 2 days credit time served. Court costs in this case are $223. Give you 1 year from today's date to pay that money directly to the clerk in full. You have 30 days from today's date to appeal your judgment and sentence in writing. You have a great day, ma'am.
Okay.
Disorderly conduct charges. All right. Good morning. Good afternoon now, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
Denise Danielle Vaughn.
Ms. Vaughn, you here in case 2021 MO1298AO on a charge of disorderly conduct. I did review the charging affidavit in your case. I did find probable cause for your arrest. The City of Orlando is offering you a withhold adjudication of guilt and court costs to resolve this case. Is that something you want to do today?
Yes.
Can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
You put your hand down, ma'am. Ma'am, the charge you're facing is a second-degree misdemeanor. It's punishable up to 60 days in the county jail and a $500 fine. Do you understand?
Yes.
Do you want to enter a plea of guilty or no contest to resolve this case today?
No contest.
You understand by entering a plea of no contest, you're going to waive all the rights outlined on the plea form that's in front of you.
Yes.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, medication?
No.
Have you now or in the past been diagnosed with a mental health illness?
No. Other than PTSD.
All right. Are you taking for medications for your PTSD?
Nope. Just good sleep every day.
All right. Have you now or in the past been is anybody forced, threatened, of course you're in this plea?
No.
Just saying about entering this plea, if you're not a United States citizen, it could subject you to deportation.
I am a United States citizen.
I did have an opportunity to review the charging affidavit. In this case, I did find a factual basis contained therein. Going to accept your plea of no contest. Finds your plea is freely and voluntarily entered. Going to withhold adjudication of guilt. Going to give you credit for the 2 days you spent in the Orange County Jail with 2 days credit time served. Court costs in this case of $223. We'll give you 1 year from today's date to pay that money directly to the clerk in full. You have 30 days from today's date to appeal your judgment and sentence in writing. You have a great day. And you as well. You may not want to.
God bless
You got to find a different way so we don't see each other so often, though.
Well, that's what I've been trying to tell them is to stop arresting me on something like.
Well, I mean, you know they're out there. They know they're waiting for you.
It's complicated, but they won't.
They waiting for you, so you gotta avoid them.
Good morning, Your Honor.
All right. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Midley.
Mr. Lee, you're here in case 2021 CT 7423AO on charges of driver license suspended as a subsequent offender. Did review the charging affidavit in your case. Did find probable cause for your arrest. Will set your bond in this case amount of $500. Condition of your bond is you not operate a motor vehicle while a valid driver's license. You were out on bond in Osceola cases 2021 CF 3072 and 2021 CF 3055. These are burglary conveyances, correct? I can remember.
I'll double check, Your Honor. It was odd because there was an affidavit, but I didn't see an arrest.
He was probably arrested here.
Yes, sir.
Hold on, Mr. Lee.
Just give me a moment.
Burglary of unoccupied structure or conveyance.
In both cases?
Yes.
And then they had to say, you guys say you filed on charges?
No, Your Honor.
Yeah.
No.
Let's see something. Our form doesn't give me a bond amounts.
Your Honor, I would ask that you take no action given that it was a traffic offense. It does not appear that.
It's just here though, like on the 3rd.
Yes, Your Honor, I understand. However, I would ask that you consider taking no action. He has 0 failures to appear.
He was here and he just pled to another one in August of this year.
I just saw that. I didn't see that on the back page.
It was something else. I'm considering giving them bonds, just need to figure out how much the bonds were.
To be $2,000.
On the grand theft was 1,000. The burglary was 2,500. Criminal conspiracy was 1,000. And the criminal mischief was 1,000 on 3072. You still need my help, or you?
Yeah, I listened to you.
Oh, okay.
Well, I was listening to you.
On 3055, the grand theft was 2,500. The burglary was 2,500. The criminal mischief was 1,000. And the burglary was 500.
Yes, fine. This was on that case. It was grand theft, 2,500, criminal mischief 1,000, and then 500 for the criminal conspiracy. 2,500 for the burglary, and then for criminal conspiracy. All right. All right, Mr. Lee, in Osceola County case 2021 CF 3072, court found probable cause you committed a new law offense, were out on bond in that case. I'll pull up the warrant for that case.
Yeah, have to post the 12,600.
Yeah,
Yep, that's two cases.
$1,200 bond. Just recently, again, my client can afford to pay another, well, more. It's going to be more because you're going to double it, Your Honor. I would again consider not revoking his out on bond.
All right. So Mr. Lee, even though he's 23 years old, young man, decided to enter our criminal justice system at a kind of a odd time for these type of charges. I was just here in August for another driving license suspended charge. He is seen then 2 months later driving while license suspended. He's now here for another charge for that same offense. He's alleged that he was out on bond because he was arrested back on November 3rd for the cases in Osceola County. There are burglary conveyance cases, which I probably was going to hold him at no bond, but as I already said, I was going to give him a bond. We're going to do that. In 2021 CF 3072 AO, court found probable cause you committed a new law offense while out on bond in that case, and count 1 of your warrant grand theft is going to set your bond amount $2,000. And revoke your bonds, previous bonds. Bond to count 1, $2,000. Bond to count 2, $2,000. Bond to count 3, $5,000. And bond to count 4, and $2,000. Additionally, not return to the scene of the location, have no contact with any victims, witnesses, or co-defendants. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Weapons or firearms you have need to be returned to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. In 2021 CF 3055, case from Osceola County, court found probable cause you committed a new law offense while you're out on bond in that case. Count 1, grand theft, of course, going to revoke your previous bonds. Count 1, grand theft, set bond amount of $5,000. Count 2, $2,000. Count 3, $5,000. And count 4, $1,000. Conditions in that case is you not possess or consume any drugs, alcohol. Now the weapons or firearms, any weapons or firearms he has needs to be returned to law enforcement within 24 hours of his release. To have no contact with any victims, witnesses, or co-defendants from that case. He's not allowed to return to the scene of the location where the incident occurred. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent him in all his cases, including the Osceola County cases.
I have my.
All right. Have a great day, Mr. Lee.
You're on the out on bond, I believe.
Second. Let me see. Oh, wait, let me look.
You were supposed to file a motion last night or this morning.
From what I can see, it doesn't look like. Right I'm on the clerk statewide website. It doesn't see an attorney has filed a notice of appearance in those cases just yet.
Oh.
So your options are I could not appoint a public defender if you don't want me to.
I have my own private attorney, sir.
All right. So in the Osceola County cases, I want to appoint the public defender. What do you want to do about your new case?
Yes, I also have him on with the new case also.
Say again.
He has him on the new case.
I have him on the new case also.
All right. So I want to appoint a public defender to represent you on that case. It needs to be cut against Ms. George's statement saying you can't afford these bonds because you can afford attorneys.
What's my bond set at?
For 1,000. Which one?
I didn't know he had a private attorney, Your Honor. No idea.
Yeah, I had a
Just
private
Mhm.
and everything.
All right. Have a great day, Mr. Lee. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Jadarius McMillan.
Mr. McMillan, you're here in case 2021 CT 6631 AO on a failure to appear warrant. Judge in that case set your bond at $2,000. Your bond's going to remain at $2,000. The state has an offer to resolve your case this morning.
He does not. He doesn't want to resolve it, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. McMillan, I'm going to state your bond at $2,000. 1 second. You want me to appoint a public defender to represent you?
I have a private attorney.
Where and who?
Her name Nicole Rostan.
Who?
Nicole Rostan.
Nicole Rostov?
Yeah. I already talked to her. We got a screenshot to the clerk of courts that it was no court schedule on clerk of courts. I paid with a debit card online, so it wasn't on there.
I have no idea. I'm just telling you, bond's $5,000, $2,000, so you can bond out if you want to. But she hasn't filed a notice of appearance in your case, so you don't miss any more court dates because I'm not sure Judge McGinnis is going to let you back out next time.
All right.
Crystal Scott bonded.
Said Scott bonded. Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Ricardo Acevedo, sir.
Mr. Acevedo, you're here in case 2021 CF 14511 AO on a charges of possession of hydrocodone and resisting officer without violence. Did review the charging affidavit in your case, did find probable cause for your arrest. Does he qualify?
I'm sorry?
Does he qualify? I didn't say he wasn't interviewed.
I wouldn't due to the information on the back.
Okay. Let me see one thing. Ms. Acevedo, are you still saying this Orange Center address?
Yes, sir.
Do you have a job?
Yes, sir, I do.
Where do you work?
I do hotel and resort renovation. I travel a lot. I've been in 23 states. I'm just waiting for my boss to call me to go back and then I get caught with a bill that I actually.
Oh, so what do you say? Start again. Say again what you do. What do you do?
I do hotel and resort renovations, and I travel a lot. I'm
Do
waiting for
construction.
my boss to call me back.
All right, Ms. Acevedo, I'm going to appoint a public defender to represent you.
Well, for right now, I guess.
Well, listen, I'm going to appoint a public defender to represent you. I want to you released in from prison in 2018. Haven't seen you
Exactly.
in a while, so I'm going to release you on your own recognizance as these charges. Conditions of your release that you're not possessing drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription, and keep in contact with your attorney. Now, if you travel a lot, that means you're going to keep in contact to call your attorney to make sure that you don't have any mail in your mailbox because you weren't here to accept it.
Oh, wait.
Step 2, I don't know what you're doing. You may not be falling back into some patterns that are going to get you sent back to prison. So you may want to take some action, unless you like spending the next 10 years in prison. I don't know if that's something that you enjoy doing,
True.
but have a great day.
Thank you, sir.
All right, cover your face, sir. And good afternoon. Tell me your name.
Here's the Bridges.
Mr. Bridges, you're here in case 2021 CF 14509AO on a charge of possession of cocaine. Did review the charging affidavit in your case, did find probable cause for your arrest. We're going to release you on pretrial release in this case. Condition of your pretrial release, you not possess or consume any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. And as you be subject to random drug testing in this case, going to appoint the public defender to represent you. You have a great day, sir. Here it is. Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Ronnie Bridges, sir.
Mr. Bridges, you're here in case 2021 CF 14320AO on charges of kidnapping and battery with one prior battery. The judge signing your warrant in this case has already found probable cause for your arrest. So state, what are you asking that I do as to count 1 of this warrant affidavit?
Your Honor, count 1 is punishable by life. I ask defendant be held no bond.
Mr. Bridges, I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. Ms. George, you have a response to the state's request.
No, Your Honor, we reserve the right to have an Arthur hearing.
All right. Mr. Bridges, that's the count 1. I'm going to hold you at no bond as to that count. Count 2, going to say your bond amount of $3,500. Condition of the bond, you have no contact with the victim in this case. You have the opportunity to review the no contact order. Do you have any questions about your no contact order? You may not return to the scene of the location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons and firearms you have need to be returned to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. You may not possess or consume any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. I appointed the public defender to represent you. Ms. George, may want to contact state probation to let them know where Mr. Bridges is. These offenses occurred prior to him being placed on probation, so I'm not going to take any action as is via his probation in this case. But I wanted to violate him because he's been hanging out with us.
Your Honor, I believe the victim was supposed to be here at 1 o'clock today.
Who told him that? I have more questions than answers.
Oh.
I didn't see that the victim was contacted on my face sheet.
Oh, it was. They were.
They were? All right. I don't think it's going to change my approach, but she has an opportunity to be heard, but that's not going to change my approach about what's happening right now.
Yes, Your Honor.
So can we try to call her and see? She's supposed to be here at 12, right? She's supposed to be here for 1 o'clock, right? What time are you guys telling them to be here for afternoon court?
They probably told them like 12:45.
12:45?
Yeah, I don't know.
All right. We should still be here about that time.
Yes, Your Honor.
So my order's gonna stand right now. I'll give the victim an opportunity to be heard. Huh? Yeah, we can keep Mr. Bridges back there just in case the victim does show up. All right. Good afternoon, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
Deshandre Bridley.
Ms. Bridley, you're here in case 2021 CF 14484 AO on a warrant signed by a judge charging fraudulent use of a personal identification of a person over 60 years old, scheme to defraud, fraudulent use of a credit card, exploitation of an elderly person of $10,000 or more, grand theft. Judge in this case set your bonds in count 1 amount of $2,500, count 2 $1,000, count 3 $1,000, count 4 $1,000, and count 5 $100. Condition the bond, no contact with the victim in this case. You do not return to the scene of any locations listed in this warrant affidavit. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons or firearms you have need to be returned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release, as well as may not possess any other personal identification except your own while you're out on release in this case. You're out on bond in case 2020 MM 7959 AO. Court find probable cause. You commit a new law offense while out on bond in that case. No, I saw Mr. Yoshi. I was trying to figure out where he was going. There he is. Mr. Yoshi, you know a client? Who's your client? Mr. Lee, okay. We already addressed his case, but so I don't know if you want, is he still back there?
He's probably went down too.
Probably went downstairs?
You can call for him.
It was a bomb for count 5.
So, I set his bond in his new case. I revoked his bonds and set new bonds in his old cases. So he has bonds in the old cases, and he has bonds, so he could bond out on the old cases as well. He could bond out today, but you can tell him not to see me again. You tell him not to see me again. I love to see you, but I don't want to see Mr. Lee in here. Huh?
You did a better job without me even here.
Correct.
For me.
Exactly.
So he can bond out, right?
He can bond out today, but he should stay in the house and get a job or something.
Do I have to sit out there?
Say again?
Is there a way for me to see him?
I hold it.
Yeah, he's downstairs, so you should be able to see him at the the little visiting thing downstairs.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Sorry about that, Mr. Briley. I'm sorry. I saw Mr. Yoshi running back and forth in there, and he looked like lost. All right, man, we all bond in that 2020 MM 7959 AO case. We're just going to revoke that bond in that case. Going to set bond at $0. Going to order that you have no contact with the victim in that case.
Your Honor, she has, I think, a private attorney in that case.
That's right. She has. You want the public defender in this case, the new case?
I'm gonna call Sullivan.
You have Mr.
Sullivan.
I think I saw Mr. Oculus.
His first name?
Are you the same attorney you have in your other case?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
To my knowledge, I didn't want to waste the public defender's time.
Okay. All right. I'm not going to appoint a public defender to represent you in either one of your cases. You make sure you keep in contact with your attorney. You have a great day, ma'am.
What was the count? Bond.
500. The last one? You understand? I just stayed the bonds in 1-1. Oh, did I say 100? Apologize. 500. So is my energy back up now? I'm good. You be a sunshine? I need a sunshine over here. That's what I needed this morning.
Okay.
Good morning, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
John Brooks.
Mr. Brooks, you're here in case 2021 CF 14513 AO on charge of possession of cocaine and possession of drug paraphernalia. I did review the charging affidavit in your case, did find probable cause for your arrest. Going to set your bond in count 1, 500, count 2, 100. Addition to bond, no drugs or alcohol without valid prescription, subject to random drug and alcohol testing. Going to appoint the public defender to represent you. You have a great day, sir.
Brandon Bryan, behavior.
All right, Mr. Bryan, I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent him in his 2 cases.
I'll waive the appearance, Your Honor.
All right, in 2021 CT 7424 AO, court found probable cause for a driving license suspended. Going to state a bond $500. Condition that you not operate a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license. In 2021 CF 14507 AO, court found probable cause for grand theft motor vehicle. Going to set his bond amount of $2,000. Condition of his bond that he not having contact with any victims, witnesses, or co-defendants from that case, and also not operating a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license. He's out on bond in case 2021 CF 6702 AO. Of course, going to revoke that bond, found a probable cause to commit a new law offense, and set his bond at $0 as to that case.
Thank you.
All right. Good afternoon, ma'am. Can you tell me your name? Mr. Burris, Ms. Burris, I'm sorry, you are here in case 2021 CF 14506 AO on charge of grand theft. They reviewed a charging affidavit in your case. It did find probable cause for your arrest. 1 second. All right, ma'am, I'm going to set your bond in this case, the amount of $1,000. Condition of your bond that you not have any contact with any victims, witnesses, or co-defendants. You not return to the scene of the location where this incident occurred. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. You're out on bond in 2 cases, 2021 MM 7421 AO, as well as 2021 MM 7653 AO. Court finding probable cause to commit new law offenses while out on bond in those cases. Going to revoke those bonds. We'll set new bonds at $0. Going to appoint a public defender to represent you in any case you're not already appointed. You have a great day, ma'am.
Brian England, refuse.
2020 CF 14918 AO. BP already has the public defender. Yep, you already got the public defender.
I'll waive the appearance, Your Honor.
I'm going to state his bonds as set $2,500 and not taking action on his 2021 CF 6367 BO case. Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Terrence Myron Ford.
So for you here in case 2021 CF 14485 AO on charge of petty theft with 2 prior theft convictions. Judge signed your warrant. This case already found probable cause for your arrest. Bond in this case amount of $1,500. Addition your bond, no contact with any victims, witnesses, or co-defendants, no return to the scene, the location where the incident occurred. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. You have a great day, sir.
Thank you.
All right. Good afternoon, ma'am. Can you tell me your name? What's your name?
Jenny,
What's your last name?
Frazier,
Ma'am, we here in case 2021 CF 14493 AO on charge of felony criminal mischief. They reviewed the charging affidavit in your case, did find probable cause for your arrest. Because of an injunction, she doesn't qualify?
no, it's pretty. We need an address. We need some information.
All right. 1 second. Ms. Frazier, we hereby release you from the Orange County Jail. Where will you be staying?
I'm a homeless, sir.
You're homeless? All right. Do you have a place?
Temporarily, I hang out in the gym, Anytime Fitness.
Okay. All right, man, I'm gonna set your bond in this case amount of $500. Condition of the bond should not have any contact with any victims or witnesses from this case. No return to the scene or location where this incident occurred. Going to appoint the public defender to represent you. You have a great day, ma'am.
Would you be willing if she maintains contact with the public defender's office?
I don't know. Ma'am, do you have a way to, you have a phone?
It's in the locker.
Is it where?
In her locker?
In the lockbox. Where they give the stuff.
Oh, when she was arrested, when you were arrested?
All right. You have minutes on your phone.
Yes.
All right.
If she maintains contact weekly with the public defender's office, Your Honor, would you be willing to ROR her, being that she's homeless, she's not going to be able to afford the bond?
All right, Ms. Frazier, I'll do this. I'll release you on your own recognizance in this case. Conditions of your release are this. I'm going to release you today, but we're making an agreement. Me and you and I are going to have an agreement we're going to make, okay?
Okay.
The agreement is that you're not going to have any contact with any victims or witnesses. You're also not going to return to where this incident occurred, not going back to where this happened. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. I'm going to order that you keep in contact with your attorney. Ms. George is going to give you that green sheet of paper that's right there in front of you. It has a number for the public defender's office on it. I want to order that you call them at least twice a month to make sure that you don't miss any court dates. You understand?
Yes.
All right. Have a great day, ma'am. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Darren Gray.
So you're here in case 2021 CF 14516AL on charge of possession of cocaine. They reviewed the charging affidavit in your case, did find probable cause for your arrest. Going to set your bond in this case in the amount of $500. Condition of your bond is that you not possess or consume any drugs, alcohol, and you be subject to random drug testing in this case. Say, would you happen to be able to resolve this 2013 misdemeanor ordinance case?
Honor, it said something weird. The state didn't make a filing decision yet. I don't know.
That the city of Orlando didn't
Or
make
the cities, yes, Your Honor.
They haven't filed a case of 2013?
Yeah,
I'll look, Your Honor, but
it says referred. When you look on the site, it says referred back to the city for a charging decision.
Okay.
I'm not sure how that affects him being.
Well, I mean,
I don't know if he
I
can
can't
plead
hold. I'm
to
not
it
gonna
or
hold him on a case that they haven't filed for 2013. So, I'm not gonna take any action on that. If that's the case. All right. Have a great day, sir. I should do this. I'll appoint the public defender to represent him in both of those cases.
Perfect. Thank you.
You guys may want to, take some steps to get that cleared out. Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Yes, my name is Willis J. Jenkins, Sr.
Mr. Jenkins, you're here in two matters. The first one, the 2021 CF 4786 AO for a failure to appear warrant. Judge signed your warrant in that case, set your bond at no bond at this time. Your bond's going to remain at no bond as to that charge. You're also arrested in case 2021 CF 14514 AO on charge of possession of cocaine, possession of heroin, and trespassing in structure or conveyance. They reviewed the charging affidavit in that case, did find probable cause for your arrest. They'll set your bond at count 1, amount of $1,000, count 2, $150, count 3, $100. Condition of the bond, no drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. Not allowed to return to the scene or location where the incident occurred. You don't have any contact with any victims or witnesses from that case. You'll be subject to random drug testing in that case as well. Going to appoint the public defender to represent you in that matter. You have a great day, sir.
Hello.
Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Name is Jamal Johnson, Jamal Keon Johnson.
Mr. Johnson, you're here in case 2021 CF 14503 AO on charge of aggravated assault with a firearm. This robbery case was from, oh, is adult history? Yeah. I want to make sure, yeah, it was close, so. All right, sir, I'm gonna set your bond, in the court find probable cause, setting your bond in amount of $10,000 as to this case. Condition of your bond, you now have any contact with victims or witnesses from this case. You may not return to the scene of location where the incident occurred. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Weapons or firearms you have need to be returned to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. You also may not possess or consume any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription, subject to random drug and alcohol testing in this case. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. You need to talk to Ms. George because everything you ask me is on the record. Check one thing.
Welcome to an Econo meeting. You are entering the meeting now. You are the only participant.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
All right, have a great day, sir.
You too, sir.
All right. Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Aaron Rivers.
Mr. Rivers, you're here in case 2020 CF 11605EO on the failure to appear warrant. Judge signed your warrant in this case, set your bond at no bond. Your bond's going to remain at no bond at this time. I believe you have Mr. Taylor representing you in that case. You have a great day, sir.
Sure.
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Vernon Robert.
Sir, you're here in case 2021 CF 14515AO on charge of possession of fentanyl and possession of drug paraphernalia. Did review the charging affidavit in your case, did find probable cause for your arrest. Sir, are you staying at this Sanford Springs Trail address?
Stafford.
Stafford, I'm sorry. Are you staying at that address?
Stafford Springs, yes.
You're not answering my question. Are you staying at the address, yes or no?
Yes.
All right. And he doesn't qualify? All right. Sir, I'm going to release you on pretrial release in this case. Conditions of your pretrial release is you not possess or consume any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. Subject to random drug testing in this case. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this matter. You have a great day, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Yes, Josue Sanchez.
Mr. Sanchez, you're here in case 2021 CF 14522AO on a 4 prior DUI charge. Driver licenses were revoked and refusal to submit to a DUI test. Did review the charging affidavit in your case, did find probable cause for your arrest. Want to stay your bonds on your charging affidavit. Count 1, $10,000. Count 2, $2,500, and count 3, $500. Addition of the bond, you not possess or consume any drugs or alcohol without valid prescription. You be subject to random drug and alcohol testing. You may not enter any bars, liquor stores, or places where the primary source of income is the sale of alcoholic beverages. You may not operate a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license. Going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case.
What was the question again? I'm sorry.
I'm not asking any questions. As appointed public defender to represent you, you should be asking yourself some questions, like just waiting to kill somebody, just waiting to go to prison. Those questions you should be asking yourself. Have a great day, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Judge.
Amelia Sandersford, behavior, Your Honor.
That's 2021 CF 14505AO. Going to appoint the public defender to represent Ms. Sandersford.
I'll waive the appearance, Your Honor.
Found probable cause for charge of resisting officer with violence and petty theft. Going to set bond in count 1 in the amount of $1,500. Count 2, $100. Condition of the bond should not possess or consume any drugs or alcohol without valid prescription. She also may not return to the scene of the location, may not have any contact with any victims or witnesses from this case. I want to subject her to random drug testing too. Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Joseph Anthony Torres, sir.
Mr. Torres, you're here in case 2021 CF 14499 AO as charged of possession of methamphetamine and possession of drug paraphernalia. They reviewed the charging affidavit, and in that case, they find probable cause for your arrest. You're also here on 2021 CF 14500 AO on charge of possession, driver license suspension, habitual traffic offender. They reviewed the charging affidavit in that case as well. They find probable cause for your arrest. As the 14499 AO, going to set your bond at count 1, $1,000, count 2, $100. Addition to bond, no drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription, random drug testing in that case. In 2021 CF 14500 AO, going to stay your bond in that case amount of $2,500. Addition to bond, should not operate a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license. You're out on bond in case 2021 CF 660 AO. Court finding probable cause to commit a new law offense while you're out on bond in that case. It's going to revoke that bond, set a new bond at $0. Want to appoint a public defender to represent you in your new cases. You have a great day, sir. Good afternoon, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
Alice Williams.
Ms. Williams, what's your name again?
Alice Williams.
Ms. Williams, you're here in case 2021 CF 14504 AO on charge of possession of cocaine and possession of drug paraphernalia. They reviewed the charging affidavit in your case, did find probable cause for your arrest. We'll set your bond in count 1, amount of $1,000, count 2, $100. Addition to the bond should not possess or consume any drugs, alcohol without a valid prescription. You state she's on probation in the Seminole County case 2020 CF 1084. She's also a violent felony offender of special concern. Do you want me to take any action as to that violation of probation? That's what the whole, so Seminole County's already holding her for that?
Right.
All right, so I'm not gonna take any action as to her violation of probation. I'm gonna appoint the public defender to represent you. You have a great day, ma'am. Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Donald Dean Williams, sir.
Mr. Williams, you're here in case 2021 CF 14350 AO on charge of a sexual offender failure to register case. Judge signed your warrant in that case, did find probable cause for your arrest. Gonna set your bond in that case amount $3,500. Condition of your bond that you have 48 hours to get to the Orange County Sheriff's Office to register as a violent sexual predator or sexual offender upon your release from the Orange County Jail. Yeah, this other case that seems to be interesting in 2020 CF 1374 AO. Because technically you're still incompetent to proceed, but it seems like he had regained competency based on, but there hasn't been an official ruling yet by Judge Calderon, so I'm not going to take any action as to that case right now.
Thank you.
Have a great day, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Bruce Wold. Bruce
Sir, you're here in case 2021 CF 14502 AO on charge of grand theft motor vehicle. They reviewed the charging affidavit in that case. They find probable cause for your arrest. Gonna set your bond in that case amount of $2,500. Additionally, your bond is not allowed to have any contact with victims, witnesses, or co-defendants from that case. And I want to appoint the public defender to represent you in that matter. Out on ROR in case 2020 CF 7011 AO. Court's gonna revoke the RR in that case. Set your bond in that case amount $2,000. Addition to bond, not allowed to possess or consume any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. Subject to RAM drug testing as to that case. Yes, ma'am. You have a great day, sir. All right, it is now 12:45. Does anybody want to check downstairs and see if the victim from Mr. Bridges' case has